While we're killing time before the iPhone 8 and WWDC, I thought it'd be nice to get our minds off something and review stuff I don't usually review. So today we're reviewing the Satchel Pro by NutSac. Yes, the company's name is NutSac, which is, you know, the name. And okay, let me look at some jokes. Had a bunch of jokes written down here. Some are real basic, like, hey, I like that NutSac. It's cool that you got it in black. Man, you can fit so much in. You know what? This is YouTube. I'm gonna trust the YouTube commenters to make jokes about that. I'm just gonna talk about the bag now. Okay. I'm just gonna call it the Satchel Pro. So I love having a bag to carry around my stuff in, and I used a case for a while, like a little sleeve for my iPad. Then I kind of moved up to a Swiss Army backpack, which is very large, but it has plenty of room in there. Though it's not very low profile, it's a very large bag. It doesn't fit easily in places, whereas a satchel, as I've discovered with using this for the last couple weeks, keeps things very neat and tight together. And even though the Satchel Pro looks very small and has a very light form factor as you're carrying it around with you, there is so many pockets and little places you can tuck things to the point where this can hold just about everything I need except for one thing. And this is my first complaint about the Satchel Pro. They just don't make them to the optimum size, because a lot of us have 15-inch MacBook Pros or laptops even bigger than that, which this is incapable of carrying because it was designed to hold a 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and really just to the brim. There's not a lot of wiggle room for my iPad Pro, but it does fit in here just fine. And I suppose if you have the 12-inch MacBook or a 13-inch MacBook Pro even, it would likely fit in here no problem. Just a little bit tight. However, the materials they make this thing out of are ultra premium. It's canvas, it's tough, it does not feel like any cloth you'd find on any other bag, and I've read that it's not exactly waterproof, but it does have some water resistance so that water doesn't soak into the bag. If you were in the rain or if you dropped it in a puddle, your tech inside would be fine, as long as you didn't leave it there for too long. And they are very sure about making sure things close up. First of all, the opening on the top has a zipper. On top of that, you have this whole flap that covers that zipper, and they even have magnets built into the bag so that it naturally wants to close and hold. Then you have the lip to tuck over your strap with and a pin to put that in. So by the time you got everything in your bag and then you seal it, this thing is very shut and sealed. As in, don't worry about things falling out no matter which way you throw it around. Then of course on the bottom here we do have actual genuine leather, which is very durable. It means you can drop this and not have to worry about your tech on the inside breaking. Even if there's a lot of weight in here, it's not a problem. The other premium thing I like about this satchel is that all of the metal clips on the side here, as well as the zippers, are metal. They're not plastic. These are not going to break if you pull them or give too much pressure in a certain way. I've had satchels like this in the past, and they definitely had that problem of having cheap materials that wear down over time, and this doesn't feel like it's gonna wear down at all. Been using it for 2 weeks now, and it feels just as durable, if not a little bit more durable than the day I got it. And I'm not sure how that's possible, but I can promise you that it doesn't wear in over time. Its premium quality stands up, and I'm sure that even in like 10-20 years, this bag will still be perfectly usable. And like I said, there's quite a lot I can store in it, and that's what I like the most about it, apart from my 15-inch MacBook Pro, which if I really want it to fit, I can actually turn it sideways and then it'll look really weird, but it'll work. But my MacBook charger fits in there, my iPad Pro, external hard drive, mobile battery pack, tons of cables, extra wall chargers. I have extra iPhones that I have as backups, and of course, because of you super chatters, I still have the Galaxy S8, which I can keep in here because I don't like having tons of stuff tucked in my pockets. So, oh, and yeah, even the Apple Pencil. And everything has a nice little corner. I like the layout they went with in this, and I really do appreciate how it's kind of a really slick, durable man purse. It is about the size of a purse, but it's not quite to briefcase level where it's a nuisance to carry. Very light, and it's very easy to just throw it in your car because you're not worried about your tech getting damaged. Now, of course, here's the big problem with the NutSac. Sorry, it's so hard to take this seriously. Why did this company choose this name? All right, you know what? It's not like Tailosive is any better. These things are made in America, which is great because they're a startup. They're right up in Oregon, not too far from me. But that does mean they do cost a premium price. This particular model costs $150, which I gotta admit, that's a lot for a bag. And if they had not contacted me about wanting to send me one to make a video about it, I likely would not have paid for it. I do appreciate the honesty they sent me in the email because they said, look, we want to send you one to try, but there is no obligation to review it. You do not have to. So I really applaud this company for letting reviewers actually speak their mind and not say, we're going to pay you all this money so that you give it a positive review. Now, I'm not saying I don't recommend this bag. I'm just saying it has a very specific audience. It's for people who have probably a middle-class income. If you're on a budget or if you're in college and don't have a lot of money to spend, I'm not going to recommend this to you. This is very expensive. Get some cheap bag for 10 bucks. You need to save your pennies. But for those who can afford it and for those who want to actually protect their technology and have a bag that's going to last them for years and years, I'm gonna recommend this. It's the best satchel I've ever owned, but it's also the most expensive satchel I ever owned, and it's actually the biggest bag they sell. There's not some higher upper end version of it, which is what I'd really like to see from this company, is a bag exactly like this, but it could support the 15-inch MacBook Pro. Now, I understand that that would probably make it not a satchel anymore, but this company really nailed down premium, because the only problem with it is how top dollar it is and the fact that it's not big enough to hold my laptop. And I feel like a lot of people have laptops my size. So I could give this a better letter grade if they made a Satchel Pro Plus or something that could actually hold my MacBook, but not everyone has my MacBook. So for 12-inch MacBooks and 13-inch MacBook Pros, you'll really enjoy this thing, but again, only if it's within your budget. I totally understand if that's way too much, because honestly, if they wouldn't have contacted me, I would not have bought this thing. But I want to promote their company because honestly, the name is just funny, and it's hilarious to be with your friends and be like, hey, can you grab me my nutsack? Sorry, I'll keep it off the table. Hey, do you like my... You know what? I want my channel to be family as friendly as possible, and I feel like we're blurring the lines to that right now. Don't expect me to blur the lines every day, okay? This is just the name of the company, and it's kind of funny, okay? That's why I said yes to reviewing it. All right, I can't wait for the incredibly immature comments I'm gonna get on this video. We better just go back to talking about the iPhone 8 then. Actually, there's reports that the iPhone 9 is gonna come in 2 sizes. Oh my God, it's already starting. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.